Dear students, in the last class you learnt about the classification of solid waste, and in this class let us learn about some of important types of solid waste pollution. One such as the plastic pollution or the pollution due to plastics. Plastics was first introduced in 1907 with the invention of bakelite, and it was considered a great boon for the preparation of cheap and extremely useful materials. But by the end of the 20th century, the scientific world has realized that plastics are persistent pollutants which pollute our environment considerably. Plastic pollution means accumulation of man-made plastic products in the environment to the point where they create problems for living organisms and their surroundings. Most of the used plastics end up on landfill sites where they contaminate the soil. Thus, they are responsible for the accumulation of polymeric solid waste materials in the soil. As they remain undegraded for a long time, they cause environmental problems, and plastics pollute not only soil but also air and water. Plastics can cause serious damage to environment during its production process and during its disposal process. There is no safe way to dispose plastic waste. The adverse effects of plastic pollution are plastics when dumped into the soil stay there for hundreds of years without degradation and prevent the seepage of rainwater into the soil and thereby affect the groundwater and underground water levels. The second factor is that the major chemicals that go into the making of plastic are highly toxic and pose threat to all living beings on the earth. The substances emitted into the atmosphere during the production of plastics, example ethylene oxide, benzene, etc., can cause severe diseases ranging from birth defects to cancer, and it can damage the nervous system as well as the immune system and also adversely affect the blood and kidneys. Plastic does not have any disposal methods which are safe, even though recycling, burning, or landfilling are used. Recycling of plastic is uneconomical because the product is of much lower quality and thereby necessitates the production of more new plastic to make the original product. Also, plastic when burned releases a host of poisonous chemicals called dioxins into the air. Any attempt to get rid of plastic through landfills is also dangerous. Toxic seepage from the landfill results in the contamination of the soil and water bodies like lakes and rivers by deadly chemicals including cadmium and lead. Plastic waste is often mistaken for food by land and marine animals, and it endangers their life. It clogs the intestine and leads to slow starvation. Plastic waste causes the clogging of drainage systems and provide breeding grounds for mosquitoes. Besides, they cause flooding of low-lying areas during the monsoon. So, plastic pollution is also a reason for the floods occurring in Kerala recently. Now, how to control plastic pollution? Sorry, this is plastic, not plastic. Okay. The only way to overcome the lasting danger of plastic pollution is to cut down the use of plastic. So we have to reuse plastic bags again and again. without throwing them away to bring down their production. Also, plastic bags can be replaced by bags made of paper, jute, or cloth. Then another method is we have to use biodegradable plastics for making the products that find routine use. Biodegradable plastics include ester containing polymers. Solid waste management is the process of collection, storage, transport, and disposal or reuse of solid waste materials. The proper management of waste is at utmost importance because any improper disposal of waste can cause a major reason for environmental degradation and significant health problems. So let us discuss some of the disposal methods for solid waste which we can adopt. Disposal is the final stage in the solid waste management, and safe disposal of solid waste is important for safeguarding the public health as well as the environment. It is unfortunate that due importance is not given to the process in most countries, particularly the underdeveloped and the developing countries. The methods commonly adopted for waste disposal are described. One is open dumping. In open dumping, the solid waste are collected and deposited in low-lying areas, usually on the outskirts of the town or village. This method is the easiest among the waste disposal methods, but it is unscientific and associated with various disadvantages. The disadvantages are that the waste in the dump emit foul odors and cause extreme nuisance to the public staying there. Since the open dumps are uncovered, the food waste and dumps attract dogs, cats, birds, flies, insects, etc. Also, the waste generate fire hazards. Also, the method can cause pollution hazards, including the pollution of water bodies and the spreading of diseases. The leachate from the dumps can contain heavy metals like cadmium, mercury, etc., which find its way to the underground water, rendering it unfit for drinking. The gases from the dumps escape into the atmosphere, adding to the greenhouse emissions. Deteriorating soil quality and decrease in vegetation are grave consequences of open waste dumping. Open dumping of waste is followed in many urban places of the world, including India, due to lack of planning and funding. Next method is land filling or land treatment or sanitary landfills. Land filling is a scientific and engineered process of disposing solid waste on land by placing them in landfills. Modern landfills are well-engineered facilities designed to receive specific kinds of waste including municipal solid waste. Landfills are pits on the land where the environmental risks are controlled at an appropriate level. The purpose of landfilling is to bury the waste so that they do not pose any threat to the environment. Solid waste is placed in a sanitary landfill, which is a disposal site that is carefully selected, designed, constructed, and operated to protect the environment and the public health. It is a depression in a soil layer that is lined with an impermeable barrier using clay or plastic to prevent leaching of materials into the groundwater. The waste is spread out and compacted into thin layers using a suitable heavy machinery. Several layers may be compacted on top of one another to a maximum depth of about 10 feet. It is covered with a layer of soil every day to eliminate litter, odors, insect, and rodent problems. Aerobic microorganisms decompose organic material in the waste until the oxygen present in the waste gets exhausted. Anaerobic microorganisms decompose it, producing methane, which is poisonous and explosive. The gas is blocked by impermeable barriers made in the landfill and then vented to the surface using a venting system. It is collected, diluted with air, and dispersed into the atmosphere or used as fuel for generating electricity. Now let us discuss what are the advantages of landfilling. Landfilling is one of the cheapest and most practical methods of solid waste disposal. The method provides importance to control environmental pollution. The method does not require highly skilled staff. No overload dangers are involved. Methane gas trapping is possible in a sanitary landfill and the gas can be used as a fuel. After a landfill serves its purpose, it can be reclaimed or the land can be reused for useful purposes. When using a landfill, safety measures should be taken for proper environmental damage prevention. Landfills are located in such places where clay deposit and other land features will assist in preventing contamination from the landfill to the natural environment. Pipes in a layer of sand are used to collect the rainwater that has filtered through the landfill. The highly contaminated liquid called leachate is treated before disposal. Wells are drilled around the landfill to monitor groundwater quality. A methane recovery system also is introduced into the landfill to prevent pollution by methane, and the recovered methane can be used for generation of power. However, there are some disadvantages for this landfill method. A sanitary landfill has the disadvantages which are given. A sanitary landfill requires a large area of land. Second one is that the leachate as well as the gas from a landfill must be regularly monitored. Heavy compacting and consolidating machinery is required for landfills. A landfill causes massive pollution of soil, air, groundwater, and water bodies. So, a landfill cannot be built in an environmentally sensitive area. It has to be built in a place where land features will assist in preventing pollution of the natural environment. The next method for disposal of solid waste is incineration. Incineration is the common thermal waste treatment method which involves the controlled combustion of the waste in air so that the waste is reduced in volume to a large extent. Incineration of waste can be carried out at controlled temperatures in an oil-fired plant with a refractory earth or moving grates. Hydraulic cranes lift up the waste and deposit it into the furnace of the incinerator. The air is supplied using an air blower. Incineration converts the waste into ash, flue gas, and heat. The ash is produced mainly from the inorganic constituents of the waste. The organic compounds in the waste undergo combustion to yield carbon dioxide, water, and oxides of nitrogen and sulfur oxides. The smoke in the effluent gases is removed by electroprecipitators before releasing the gases to air. The ash produced is disposed into land. The energy released during incineration of waste can be utilized directly or indirectly for generating electricity. Such waste to energy technology is fast gaining acceptance. The advantages of incineration method are: incineration brings about a volume reduction of the waste by about 90%, which ensures economic transport to a landfill and an easier disposal, taking very little space. Incineration requires only a very small area of land. Incinerator can be placed close to the waste generation or storage area so that transportation costs can be reduced. The flue heat generated from incineration can be utilized for energy recurring purposes such as producing steam from water in boiler systems, which can be utilized to run turbine generators to produce electricity in power generation stations. However, there are some disadvantages of incineration method. They are: incineration of waste results in the emission of air pollutants to the environment and degrade the urban air quality and are hazardous to human health. Burning of plastic components of the waste emit dioxins which are carcinogenic. Higher standards of emission controls necessitate technology that require very large capital investment for incineration and maintenance costs. The setting up of waste to energy plants is an expensive option requiring skilled manpower and adoption of high technologies. Electricity generation using the flue heat in boilers is not economically feasible for developing countries because the waste content does not provide enough fuel value for profitable energy production. Burning of wet waste requires additional supplemental fuel which brings higher cost to the operation. There are also various other methods of disposal of waste which you will learn later. Thank you.